you're going to hate me.
I'm sure I won't, but go on.
You will. Look, as far as I'm concerned, I'm 71 years old, and I'm appalled at what's happening to my country. Now, I am not far right, but why are you surprised that there is such a growth in the far right? Because they are fed up with successive governments, Tories and Labour, for doing nothing, sitting on their hands and doing nothing. You say it's not an invasion. Of course it's an invasion.
Of course
40,000 illegal immigrants. And
they're not illegal immigrants. They come here claiming asylum.
Yes, so what's the matter with France?
Under the Refugee Convention, which the UK has signed up to, they are allowed to claim asylum in any country that is a signatory of that convention, of which we are one.
Well, it's on the news. They come here and they destroy their documents. That's why it's taken 3 years.
No, it's not. It's not why it's taken 3 years. There are people with all the documentation that they need who are still taking 3 years to have their claims processed because the Home Office cannot cope. And before you tell me that they cannot cope with the numbers, there are fewer people claiming asylum by about 30,000 than there were in 2004.
Ben, you cannot get 2 pints in a pint pot. We are an island.
Yeah.
We can't afford to keep taking these people into this country.
The 6th biggest country, richest country in the world, James.
So what? But it's one of the smallest countries in the world.
What proportion of UK land do you think is built on?
I have no idea.
1%.
But listen, we
1%.
cannot. There's going to be problems. We are sleepwalking into disaster.
Yeah, we are. And that is the rise of the far right that we are sleepwalking into. That is the disaster.
It's the fact that it's the fact that the illegal immigrants are coming to this country every day. When do we say, Ben, enough's enough? When there's 100,000 a year, 200,000 a year? You tell me.
James, I've already said that there is a massive problem when it comes to migration, a massive problem with enforcing our border security and a massive problem with dealing with applications. Why do you think that is the fault of the people who are coming here using their legal right to claim asylum in the UK rather than the people in power that have presided over this mess?
Why aren't these people that are running
James,
away?
Could you answer my question? Why is that their fault?
Hang on. Why don't they stay in front?
I've asked you a very simple question. They're coming here legally to claim asylum in this country. We forced them to get here in order to claim asylum. They have a legal right to do so. Why is it their fault that it's taking so long to do so?
Why aren't they claiming asylum in France?
Because they have the legal right to claim asylum here.
And they've got the legal right to claim it in France.
They might have family here. They might have connections here. They might not speak French.
We are an easy touch. That's why they come here.
You think putting people up in hotels and making them sit there for 3 years is an easy touch?
It's better than staying in these camps in Calais.
But also, James, I mean, the point that we've both missed in this conversation is France and Spain take more people than we do. So they are claiming asylum there, and France is accepting them in greater numbers than we are.
Ben, we are James,
that's the
glad I won't
fact,
be around,
my
but
friend.
in 20 years' time,
You don't like facts, do you? That is a fact. You say, why aren't they claiming asylum in France? They are. If you don't like it, lobby the government to withdraw from the Refugee Convention that the UK has been a signatory of for decades now. Don't blame the people taking up the right that convention gives them.